This is the best experience. Thank you guys for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it.
Yes,
You know what
very
I'm
much
saying? For those, this is always comes out on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for those who are part of the live stream. So if you want to be part of the live stream, please join the Patreon. We have some tiers that you can join. It supports us in doing this, and it gives you the opportunity to ask Nick questions, get exclusive content, and just a little bit more behind the veil of what we do. So, you know what I'm saying? Please join the Patreon. We would appreciate it. And for those, we don't have no new members this week, but as we go, members trickle in. So we appreciate when you guys join. But once again, being part of the Patreon, you get to ask Nick a question, and we have a couple of questions.
Yeah. So hi, Nick. Some strongmen can deadlift many times their body weight with both hands. But when it comes to one-arm deadlift, such as lifting the Thomas Inch dumbbell, that's very different, by the way.
Very different.
The weight is far less than half the weight that they can deadlift with both hands. Does this mean the amount of weight someone can lift with one arm is actually better indication of their overall strength? Well, that's a good question, Hong. That's a good question. The thing is, though, is what you don't understand is the deadlift bar is a little bit thinner, like than a regular bar, for instance. It's just a tad bit thinner, so it's easier to grab. It's easier to hold on to. And then on top of that, the Thomas Inch isn't an inch; it's 2 inches. So the handle is like this big around, which is much harder to hold on to. That's why guys can do way less. If you give them a regular size handle or the size handle that's on the deadlift bar, they're probably going to pull somewhere in that neighborhood of half the weight, if not maybe even a little bit more. So depending on how good their grip is and stuff like that, it's whether they thumb lock or they figure out how to keep you away or they just got a great grip. But yeah, so the Thomas Inch is much harder. They usually take that to expos and stuff like that and offer a prize. Because usually out of everybody that shows up at an expo, there might be 5 or 6 people that can lift it off the ground. That's it. Yep. A lot of strongmen struggle with that. I know Thor at one time struggled with that. So there's a lot of guys that struggle with that because your thumb going into that has to like just absolutely crush into the handle, and the pressure, the thing it doesn't roll either. So that thing just rotates right to the weak spot, which creates motion. So you try to pick it up like this instead of like this. You're trying to pick it up and then pick straight up because if it starts spinning at all, it's coming right out of your hand. So as far as an overall, it's a better indication of overall grip strength and hand strength than the other deadlift. But as far as body strength goes, no, the deadlift is far better at overall body strength, determining that.
Yeah.
One thing to note on that, the weight times your body weight lifted ratio is not a thing in the lifting community, like in powerlifting or even strongman, especially in powerlifting. There's a DOT system that used to be called the Wilkes formula. So the formula basically is both of them come down to about 10%. They come down to whatever the difference in body weight is. So if a guy's 400 pounds and the other guy's 300 pounds, you have to be about 100 pounds and then another 10%. So if you weigh 100 pounds more than somebody, you got to beat them in that lift by 110 to do better than them. So if you got a guy that deadlifts 900 pounds and then a much smaller guy that deadlifts 700 pounds, but he's only like 110 pounds lighter, the guy that deadlifted 900 beats him, on overall body strength as far as formula goes. But you get that same guy deadlifting like 810, 820, then he wins. So it's just where that's at. So because you've had guys at like 165 pull in the high 6s, low 7s, and maybe in some cases, a couple came close to 800 pounds, if not more than that now.
Yeah.
Especially with the bar changes. The deadlift bars make it so much easier than they used to be. That, but the strength to weight lifted ratio isn't there. Oh, he just deadlifted 5 times his body weight. Yeah, but it's still less than the heavy guy did. My skeleton, your skeleton and tendons, they all can hold about the same amount of weight. It's the body mass, the muscle that moves everything, that makes the strength difference that way. So it's basically the difference in body weight. So if a guy weighs 220 pounds more than another one, like a guy that's 181 competing against a guy that's 400 pounds, you're gonna have a 220 pound difference. Okay, so do that plus 10%. So add another 22. So he's got to lift 242 pounds more than the lighter guy to beat him on an overall standing. So that's kind of how that works. But it's in the percentages. It's a little more, a little less, just depending on the weight classes and stuff like that. But I hope that explains a little bit of it to you. But the deadlift is definitely a better test of overall strength. The Thomas Inch dumbbell is a better test of grip strength. So, which is kind of funny because I have a Thomas Inch dumbbell and I had it down at Hardcore Parkour, which is a hardcore parkour place. But a lot of the guys from the TV show, what the hell is that TV show? Why am I drawing a blank on it all of a sudden? Where they do all the obstacles. And
American Ninja?
Yeah, American Ninja
Warrior.
They had a whole bunch of guys in there. They're talking about how great their grip is and how strong they are. And a couple of them like, I got a better grip than you do. And I go, me? No, you don't. And they're like, yes, I do. I'm like, no, you don't. And then they're like, so I just rolled the Thomas Inch dumbbell over there. He's like, what's this? I go, that's the Thomas Inch dumbbell. If you got a better grip than me, you should be able to pick that up.
And
they're just like, really? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty simple. If you got a better grip than me, and your grip is stronger than mine, you should be able to pick that up. And they couldn't even budget. And then I just picked it up at will, right and left hand, going back and forth. I go, look, the reason why you're able to hold on to all those stuff so long, your grip's really strong, don't get me wrong. But I'm 320 pounds at that time. You guys are $150. Your grip's really strong, but it's not as strong as mine. But I'm holding way more weight from those handles than you are. If I get to something that's stationary and it's a weight and we go to pick it up, I'm going to lift more. It's just how it is.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So that was kind of an interesting thing. But all right, on to the next one.
Yeah.
All right. Who's in the Strongman Open? Who in the Strongman Open do you favor? And looking at this World Deadlift Championship field, who has the best chance of pushing Thor? And do you think we could see someone attempt a number that genuinely threatens the world record? Yeah, I do. This kid in Mexico, I think his name's Raul. Where is it?
Yeah, he's all over internet right now with what he's pulled in practice.
Yeah, because he pulled 504 in practice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is. Raul Flores. From what I've seen of his deadlifts and stuff like that, he's got a good shot because he pulled that 504. He had plenty of room to spare. The problem with him is how strict are the judges going to be. Because if I'm the judge, I'm going to be like, you need to get your shoulders back and you need to make sure your hips are locked forwards and your knees are straight. Because he's just, if you look at it, it's right there.
It's a little soft.
It's a little bit soft. So I would prefer just that little bit more to lock out. And the funny thing is when I went to train with Mitch the other day, told him the same thing because he had like soft hips. I was like, no, get your ass through. And he's like, oh, thanks. Yep. I'm like, well, you got to have somebody around you that's not going to freaking BS you. It's good to have somebody there that will give you the honest answer. Like, because nothing's worse than getting there and the judge is like, no, you're not there. Yep. So the soft lockouts, the soft knees, but the kid's strong. I think he's more than capable of breaking that record. He might pull 515, maybe even 520, depending on what he's got that day and depending on how their attempts go on the deadlift. Because the deadlift world championships, has a set number of attempts that they go through to get to the weight. And then they stop and go, okay, what's the next weight? Then they ask whoever's left in the competition what their next attempts are going to be.
Yeah.
Wow, it's kind of cool. You can tell I started lifting a little bit again. I like it.
You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit.
I don't feel so skinny. But yeah, it should be really fun to watch. I think there's a couple other guys that can really kind of give them a run. I think if Trey ever figures out how to use a suit, Trey Mitchell can give him a hard time.
Well, you know, he's been practicing, you know, which we've talked about, but he's been so long without a suit with the way he's doing. I think if he dials in that suit, I definitely see the numbers going dramatically up the roof.
And then I think Austin Andrade, I think he's got him in a good suit and everything else. He's strong. The problem is he's got the Rogue coming up after this. And so how much does he want to spend on this when the Rogue's coming up so fast too?
Exactly.
And the Rogue's payday is slightly higher than Giants.
Yeah, okay, slightly higher.
All right, it's way higher. So, you know, Austin competing in that, this could just be to Austin to go and compete in the Deadlift World Championship and then get points and then finish out the show to get his invite to World's Strongest Man.
Yep.
Which would be smart because you can see most of these guys are here are all guys that are in the finals. There's not a whole lot of new guys that are in here because Ben's been to Worlds, Bryce, Nick, Gordion, James Jeffers. I think James has already been there, but maybe not. Evans Nana's been there. Gavin's been there. Adam Bishop's been there. Evan's been there. Tom's definitely been there. He's won 3 of them. And then Trey Mitchell's been there in the finals like every time he's gone. So it's going to be a pretty good lineup. So who's in shape, who's ready to go, who's taking it seriously, and then who's just getting through this to get to the Rogue, you know, that type of stuff. So
exactly.
You know, it should be pretty interesting. I know a lot of events in this are going to be pretty favorable for a couple of the guys. So it should be pretty interesting to watch. So
that Titan toss is getting a lot of use out of it.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, Raul Flores, I think he's got a great shot at that. And like I said, there's a few other guys that can jump up there. I mean, Thor could come in just fired up going, no way. He's finally got somebody to push him. And so he's like, no way you're taking my record. So, I mean, it just... But he's had so many heavy deadlifts this year and so many heavy training sessions.
You only have so many pulls like that in a year
that are breaking the world record and over 1,100 pounds. Yeah. So, but I still see Thor pulling a lot of weight. So,
you know, he gets that fire lit under his ass. It's gonna sometimes that's all it really takes.
This is true. So. But that leads me to my next subject, are the Strongman Open World Deadlift Championships, which takes place September 5th, 2026 at the Altina?
I think that's how you say it.
Arena in Birmingham. Strongman Open current lineup. All right, so you got Trey Mitchell, Tom Stoltman, Evan Singleton, Adam Bishop, Austin Andrade, Gavin Bilton, Evans Nana, which that kid keeps getting better. Terry Hollins is working with them, and he keeps getting better every time he comes out.
Tighten him up.
Terry's a smart dude.
Daddy is.
James Jeffers from Canada, real strong guy, keeps getting better.
Yep.
Raul Flores, I think he's just in the deadlift championships, but maybe he's in the whole thing.
I'm not too sure on that one.
Yeah, because they invite some guys just for the championship. That might be one of them.
Yeah.
Nick Gordion, which he gets better every time he's out. Bryce Johnson gets better every time he's out. Ben Glasscock, who's also really strong kid. This is going to be one heck of a show. It really is. But it's all just going to depend on how the events go. Now, the first event is going to be the max deadlift.
Yeah.
So
all energy at the beginning.
Yeah. So you're going to be you're going to be if you go all out on that to try to break the world record, you're going to be hurting when you get to the rest of the stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
I think a couple of the guys can take a pretty good shot at it and still be fine for it, but everybody else, So, and then there's the Titans toss, which you've seen at Worlds, where they throw it for distance to go over a bar at I think it's at 12 feet, but they go out at like 9. They end up out at 10 meters, I think. Yeah. So the deadlift, I kind of favor Hop Thor on. I think Hop Thor can actually win that event too, that toss. I mean, I think he's better than Tom at the toss. So they should go probably 1 and 2 in that if Hop Thor is doing the whole contest. I mean, if he's not, then don't have to worry about it. Dumbbell press. Tom's pretty good at the dumbbell press. There's a lot of guys that are in this field that are pretty solid at the dumbbell press. Trey,
exactly.
Evan Singleton's great at the dumbbell press. Austin's good at the dumbbell press. Nick's doing pretty good at the dumbbell type. Bryce is doing good. So Ben Glasscock. So there's a lot of guys that are pretty good at the dumbbell press that are going to be in this. So it should that'll be a fun event to watch. And then they got the
load and push.
Load and push. Now, if it's the one I'm thinking of, that's going to be interesting because you want to get your loading is going to be the easy part. Pick it up, run, throw it in. Pick it up, run, throw it in. But when you go to push, if it's the same implement they were using at OSG, that one's going to be interesting because you got to put your hands down as low as you can on those handles and almost turn your hands sideways and push with your palms and your whole entire arm and your shoulders. You literally are going to have to get your shoulders into that machine and then just drive your legs and make them as narrow as you can. If you make them real wide, you're gonna do this all over the place. You want your feet. Well, that
was one of those things too. Is that at OSG, like they couldn't football hook it and run. It had to both hands on it and push, and that because like I said, a lot of people were practicing and they were like, "Oh, they're gonna push this thing so fast." Yeah,
you can't do it that way. So here's how you got to do it, and that really changed a lot of stuff. So
exactly.
The guy who figures out how to get his chest on it, grab a hold of the bottom handles, and still figures out how to just nudge it up a little bit. That'll be the guy that does really well.
Exactly.
Not that I watched everybody's technique and saw the guys that were doing really good in what they did, because it did.
Exactly. We didn't see that.
Yeah. So, which is what you should be doing, and then of course you have the Atlas stones, which normally is the Castle stones, and that should be pretty standard stuff.
Always
It'll just be which set they use, whether they're going to kill them with the heavy set after the heavy deadlifts, or whether they're going to be nice to them and give them the lighter set. But it'll still be good. They still got to go fast. It's going to be a fun show to watch. Again,
and there will be a live stream. They always do the live streams now. So you go down to Giants Live, you guys will find the live stream there.
And it just kind of depends on what time of the day you're awake and up and what they're doing. So if you're on the West Coast, it's going to be early. It's going to be early in the morning. If you're on the other side of the planet, it'll be in the evening, that type of stuff. So just kind of depends on where you're at. So check your time zones so that way you get the time right. But I'm excited for this one. This should be a pretty good show.
Oh, yeah.
It really will. And like I said, I mean, if Tom's doing the whole show and Thor's not doing the whole show, this should be a pretty good contest for Tom. It really should.
I agree.
But this will also be a very good show for Trey, all the way around, because Trey's really good at the back toss too. Evan's good at the back toss, and he's been training that. Austin's pretty solid at it. Gavin's. So I mean, it's the little things that are going to make a big difference in this. One little mistake, one misgrab, one misstep, whatever. Those little things that save a half a second are what's going to come down to the difference between first, after you do, 8 sandbags, the difference between first and fourth or fifth, just by eliminating a quarter of a second here and there, or a half a second or a full second here and there on your movements. So the people that are just very efficient, very quick, very sure with their movements with those things and hit it each and every time the same way, they're going to do really well on this all the way around.
Yeah.
So, but
I agree.
It's going to be fun to watch. That's for sure.
That's it.
So, and then coming up this weekend are the Strongman Corporation Nationals. It's August 29th. It's in Mesquite, Texas. Good luck to everybody going to that. Have fun. That's going to be a blast. That's always fun. It's usually a few 300 competitors getting after it over a weekend. So that's going to be pretty cool. And then Canada's Strongest Man is listed for August 30th. So good luck to everybody up there. That's usually,
and my question is James Jeffries going to be competing in that and then immediately next weekend into
into the Giants live show,
World Deadlift Champions,
the World Deadlift Championships.
Just saying.
Yeah. It's quite possible. It's happened before. I've seen a few of the Canadians do that, and they're crazy enough to do that. The Canadian guys just go bam, bam.
Well, they
bam,
compete
bam.
on a whole nother. They compete on a very frequent level, just like they do in Europe. So,
but
they always
Europe, Ilka and Marcel's don't kill the guys. They don't kill the guys. I mean, they're like, the weights are heavy, but they're not like super heavy. Yeah, and it's a good strongman show. The best guy's gonna win no matter what, but they don't bury the guys. The Canadian guys, usually their shows are freaking heavy, all the way across the board. Oh, it's strongman. Don't worry. We're going hard. You go. So I'm telling you, the guys that come out of Canada, if they get to come out healthy and fresh, look out for them. The problem is they usually don't come out very healthy or very fresh. They're usually kind of beat up. So if they come out healthy and ready to go, they'll be a handful to deal with because they can usually figure stuff out pretty good too. So, but that's kind of what's coming up in Strongman over the next week or so. I'm really looking forward to going to OSG this year and doing some more like judging and a little coaching here and there and helping people, stuff like that. Exactly. So it's going to be fun.
And we will be at the Olympia in September.
Yes.
So
we'll be at
you guys can come find us there. And exactly.
I'll be at the Bear Steel Strength Flex booth on Saturday. Friday, I'll just be walking around. So
that's it.
I want to go check out the show. I want to sit in one spot both days. So I want to go out and see people and do things and stuff like that. But
exactly.
Yeah, so it's going pretty good,
and everything's going good. Your video for your recovery training yesterday came out, and a lot of people commented on, hey, you're looking lean and mean, and you're getting that movement in. You know what I'm saying? A few people let me know. It's like, oh, you're still looking a little stiff. Oh, you got to understand, Nick's an inch taller now, and that means your ligaments and your tendons and all that have been like
tight.
Yes,
you get stretched tight. So, but it's okay. I mean, the thing is I'm feeling good, and I get a little bit more movement, and a little bit more movement, and a little bit more movement. When I first started this, I couldn't even put my fingers past my kneecaps, and now I can get them. I can get my whole hand down past my kneecaps. So I'm just going to keep taking my time. I don't care if it takes 6 months. I don't care. I'll get there. So it's just going to keep working a little bit at a time. Walking now. If I'm thinking about what I'm doing when I'm walking, I walk much more normal. If I'm being lazy and just feel like getting to where I'm going, I still kind of waddle a little bit. But either way, my walking's getting a lot better. It's getting a lot easier. I can go for very, long distances now. The other day I walked around the neighborhood twice, and it's a mile around the neighborhood. So, things are going. It's going pretty good. I mean, now that I'm not fighting the infection anymore, starting to feel better. I can actually push the training. The doctor took all the limits off. He's just like, he just looks at me and goes, well, I can't really tell you how to push or not push. You're probably better at figuring that out on your own. So just be smart with it. I know you're going to probably go a lot faster than most people. He goes, but just be smart with it and you'll be fine. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So
No, that's absolutely it. That's absolutely it. Be you know, like just like how you always say, you know your body because you're in tuned
right.
and you listen.
Right. So hinging is where I'm kind of like struggling getting forwards while I'm seated, stuff like that.
Mhm.
But like I said, I just keep working on that and, work on loosening up my glutes now and my IT bands and stuff like that. And just keep putting the work in and it keeps getting better. So,
Exactly. And it's leaps and bounds, you know what I'm saying? And the one thing too is I always remind everybody this surgery happened a few months ago
yeah,
and he had to have two surgeries because he
yeah,
went through the first major surgery and
yeah.
then had to get
And
reopened because of that infection. So,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's not like you had to start back from ground zero on one hip.
Yeah, on the right one, yeah. And the left one
Yeah,
wasn't all the way back to full strength yet. So,
exactly.
though the legs are finally starting to balance out in strength.
Yeah,
So I was
that's
actually
it.
able to step over and out of the shower
Yeah,
this week. I was pretty excited about that.
nice,
So instead of having to
nice.
lift my leg and go backwards,
Yeah.
I can now go over the
Well,
front.
and also talking about, you saying earlier is, you're feeling a little pumped, getting a little bit of workouts in.
Yeah, well, because I got
Has the diet gone back to, has the diet gone back to, standard diet, or are you still just kind of easing back into it?
my diet's gotten a lot better. It's I'm not so I'm still kind of
Well, your
easy.
diet's always been good.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? It's the amount.
I'm eating a little more. I'm eating a little more chicken than I was,
Mhm.
just to kind of help the creatine level,
Yeah,
um, and that's working out pretty good. And a little bit more so it'll be like chicken, beef, salmon, chicken, salmon, beef. I try to get the beef at least twice a week instead of like
yeah,
every day of every meal.
yeah,
So trying to do that to get my creatine level to stay at a decent level, and it has. It's been a
yeah,
lot better. So
yeah,
is when I get that closer to 1 or 1.2 or 0.12, I get it 0.1, 0.12, 0.13. My GFR does great. So it's when it gets up to like 1.8, 1.9, the GFR comes down a little bit. And with the antibiotics, because I still got to take antibiotic pills for 6 months to make
exactly.
sure, to guarantee 100% that the infection won't come
Infection
back.
gone. Yeah,
Yeah. So I still got to eat a lot of, yogurt, stuff like that for my digestive
that's it.
system and stuff like
Exactly.
that. So, and probiotics and things like that to help assist in digestion. Plus the diet
Mhm.
I'm eating, it's rice and chicken, rice and salmon.
Yeah.
They're all things
Well,
that are,
not a lot of vegetables.
well, some, but not a lot. But
Yeah.
um, it's a more complete protein and more complete nutrients.
Mhm.
And then I drink a decent amount of different types of juices where I get a lot of
Yeah.
those vitamins and stuff in there as well.
Yeah.
So
And also too, when he says juices, we're talking about 100% juice,
yeah,
not this stuff that you're getting that's mixed with high fructose corn syrup
right,
and
right,
like
right.
all this delicious tasting juice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He's drinking
I'm drinking the
and if you
sour
haven't drank
ones.
100%, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like because Nick likes a combination of lemon juice and cranberry juice and
Yeah,
tart on tart.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You mix them together and you put a little water in it to dilute it a little bit, and you get used to it. It's something you actually get used to and begin to like. Which,
Exactly.
when I was working
You
for
know,
the beer
the
companies,
first
I did like
time.
sour beers. So
Oh, well, the first time I ever heard of that lemon and cranberry juice, I've always been a Frank McGrath fan. He's a
mhm.
bodybuilder.
Yeah,
We was animal for a long time, and he used to do these videos. And every single morning, he would drink 4 ounces of lemon juice, 4 ounces of cranberry juice, and he's like, "I do this to help keep my kidneys and liver functioning correctly
hmm
because of everything that we're eating and everything we're doing." And he's also, and one of the things he said too is, if you ever get kidney stones, this will help break that down.
yeah. So I the stuff works great for me. It really has.
Yeah.
So, and
That's it.
My heart goes out to everybody in Nepal today and Tibet from the big flood, and
Yes, I saw that today.
they're missing a lot of people, and my heart goes out to them because that's horrible.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers for everybody, and then all the people that are going to be homeless now and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wish them nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best. And we are, like I said, I saw a video today and I thought it was AI, and then I realized it was from the Weather Channel, and I was like, oh my God. Oof. And what I'm saying? Yeah.
And the people that just couldn't get out of the way.
Yes.
The people that just couldn't.
Exactly. Yeah. You see them running. It's like, like I said, when things like that happen, it's like we're in our own bubble. But then when you see stuff like that happen to the other side of the world, it's like, oh my God, what can you do? What can you say? But we can send our energy, our thoughts, and our prayers out there for those, and hope for the best.
I know, and they're not even 100% sure of the cause of it. There's like two different, like an ice dam broke, and then all the water got released. And another one was there was an avalanche that dropped into a lake, and it just pushed it over. So much volume from that avalanche went in over glacier dropping that it burst the dam. So either way, my heart's out to everybody, and hoping everybody finds their family members.
That we do, you know what I'm saying? And I also like to say a little something for, like I said, that's a huge thing. Dolly Parton, Tim Curry, two people who've, impacted a lot of the world and done a lot of great things out there for a lot of people, because Tim Curry's done a lot of things for charity. Dolly Parton, oh my God, she's helped the United States read. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, it's like when these things happen, it's like so impactful and all we can do is just reflect and know what we can do to help improve this world and make it a better place. You know what I'm saying? Like even with this podcast, we always try to make sure that we spread the information that's going to help improve your life. You know what I'm saying? Really throw out do our small part out there when we can.
Yeah. Yeah. So my heart goes out to you in our thoughts and prayers. With that, you got anything else?
No, take us on out of here.
All right. Well, as always, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, train hard, train smart, and be the best you can be. Go out there and have a great day. And thank you.
You're listening to the best experience.